Please be seated. Next, we'll have Reverend Yuki's Dharma talk.
Okay, at first, I like to share the words of our eighth head priest named Rengyo Shogin. So please join me in gassho. Please put your palms together. Buppo wa chomon ni kiwamareru to. Buddha Dharma is perfected through listening and hearing. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namman da Butsu. Namman. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to today's service. And can you believe that this is the first Sunday service I am speaking at Sacramento Betsin this year? You know, I conducted a wedding on one of the weekends in San Jose. Then another week, I was at Plaza Buddhist Church. And last week, I was invited to speak at Senshin Buddhist Temple in LA. So finally, I am here at Sacramento Betsin. But anyway, I was watching a Japanese TV program, and it was talking about why some people are good at sports and some are not. And in Japanese, we have an expression, 運動神経がない、運動神経が悪い. So it's this is really literal translation. No motor nerve or bad motor nerve. That's what the expression means. But, some people say that, oh, I can play any sports because I don't have good motor nerve or something. That's what Japanese people say. But the TV program was saying that it is all about programming, and it's not about motor nerve. If a person has more experience in playing sport, that person's brain has a program of playing sport, and the body get used to the movements needed in sports by repeating the moves over and over again. And I assume it is the same for the music, right? If we have more experience touching the musical instruments, that helps us play better. If we spend more time reading the music, we get better at reading the music. And listening to good musicians, that is good for the musician who practice, because we can learn the nuance of touching or of their play and expressions and phrasing and such. So these can be learned through listening to good musicians, and then we install or program that musicians' ideas into ourselves. But of course, it's not only about programming something, right? We need ideas, flash of inspiration, and so on to be better at anything. But more time we watch and play sports or music, we have better chance of being good at it. So if anybody feels that you have something you are not good at, playing sports or even studying mathematics or something, don't just think that you are not good at it, but you just do not have the program in you yet, right? There's only more possibility in front of you. So spend more time with what you are not good at and repeat it over and over again. So don't you think it's more fun to think in this way? You have more possibility, right? And I think it is healthier to think that more possibilities than no chance of getting good at it. And I'm gonna play bass guitar later, but another hobby of mine is to practice Chinese martial arts. And I have been practicing one of the styles called eagle claw or in jiao pai for 8 years now. And then there's a kicking technique called tornado kick, which is spinning jump kick. And my right tornado kick was much better than my left tornado kick. And I was ignoring left side because we rarely use left tornado kick in the forms. But one day, I felt that I should work on left tornado kicks to have more better balance, right? So I practiced left tornado kick over and over again. So this is how I practiced from a while ago. So that's right, right? This is left, right, and left. So getting better. I guess left side is getting better too. And I should jump up higher, straight up higher. But I cannot just say that I'm not good at left side. Then my teacher would say, then practice, right? Knowing the condition and repeatedly practicing, this is important in many things. So then I thought this understanding can be applied in Buddhism teachings too. We all have our own program inside of us. Well, we have own operating system to run ourselves. Some people's operating system are tolerant than another, but some people's operating system is impatient, right? But listening to the Buddhism teaching and apply it in our daily lives is like having new operating system inside of us. So it might take time for program to actually work inside of us. As just like computer need time to install the operating system, right? But as the drops of water eventually make hole through a rock, there will be a time when this program starts to work well. So, today's word I shared at the beginning is from the word of our eighth head priest, Rengyo Shogin. And the metaphor of the water making a hole through a rock comes from the same passage of Rengyo Shogin's word. As the drops of water repeatedly hit the rock and make a hole through it, we need to listen to the teaching repeatedly to install the Buddha Dharma inside of us. And the teaching of Nembutsu is the new operating system for this being. Before we encounter the teaching, we didn't know what makes us irritate and disturbing. And we sought for the cause of irritation and disturb outside of the self. Now, through the wisdom of the Buddha, we learned that the working of our mind, such as the three poisons of greed, anger, and ignorance, are the cause of irritation and disturb. So many Buddhist schools recommend us to remove these three poisons from inside of us. But as computer always need to fight against the computer viruses, it is impossible for us to get rid of these three poisons from inside of us. But at the same time, by knowing that the three poisons are not good for us, how we act in our daily lives will change. So we still have three poisons, but we don't act with it always anymore. We might still swear at somebody, who cut in front of us, right? But instead of blaming the driver for the irritation, we see inside of us and realize that cause of irritation is not the driver, but the mind of me thinking that, why do you cut in front of me, right? So instead of relying on the self-centered operating system, we rely on the wisdom of the Buddha and self-reflect our daily actions or daily conducts to live peacefully. This is the operating system of the Buddha Dharma. And we can practice this anytime and anywhere. So our daily life is the place of practice of Buddhism. Of course, I want you to come to temple on this Sunday to come to Sunday services, but you can practice Buddhism anytime and anywhere. And strictly saying, I should have talked more about Amida Buddha, but I wanted to make today's talk understandable for newly attendees of the temple. And I hope my attempt was good. If not, I will try it again to have better program, right, to share the teaching inside of myself, right? So thank you all for attending today's service. And in closing, please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.